Welcome back to the channel. So I'm going back to Barbara's house. Um, I was there fixing her, let's see, I was fixing the Kenmore range, and she mentioned how a plumber in the main house had run heat tape on all her pipes. It keeps the pipes from freezing in the winter, um, but that there was no outlet under there to plug the heat tape into, and he said he's not an electrician. She'd have to use an extension cord and run it out from under the house and plug it in somewhere outside. And I didn't like that idea, so I said, well, let me go see if it might be easy to put a plug in. When I got under there, first thing I noticed was this bunch of water, and right under the main drain pipe there's a leak. The bathroom is right above there, and the water draining out of the bathroom comes into the main drain, and there's a leak. I'm going to fix that leak, and then just through luck, there's a Romex wire under the house running across and goes up into her bedroom, into her outlet in her bedroom. I'm going to splice in an outlet into that wire for her heat tape to plug into. So that's what I'm going over there to do, those two things. Okay, here's our objective. First thing we got to do is get in here. I tell you one thing, when they built this, I am not a big person, and I can barely get in here. Okay, so there's the water. It's like a mini lake, and the leak is right here. So I don't know if you can see this, but let's see. It looks like it's crooked. In other words, if you look down in here, this sticks out up a little higher, and that's down low, and that's where it's leaking right there. And it just comes right up out of there. So what I'm gonna do, gotta dry it. Has to be dry. That's the key to this whole operation, is it has to be dry. And I'm just going to take JB Weld, and I am going to put it all the way into here and completely fill that. And that should, I'm probably going to use the entire JB Weld, the entire thing. Okay, that's probably overkill, but here's the thing. The situation I was dealing with was, in order to fix this, I was going to have to cut this pipe, because the leak is in here. This is the main T-fitting. So I was thinking in the end, I was going to end up having to replace this T-fitting, because I wasn't going to be able to get that out. And if or it's possible I wasn't going to be able to get that pipe out of that T-fitting. So I was going to have to cut that, cut this, take all this out, go buy a new T-fitting, redo this. Then when I buy the new T-fitting, these pipes aren't going to be long enough to reach it. I'm going to have to add like extenders. You know what? I said, I'm using JB Weld. It's not professional, I realize, but you know what? The guy who put this in, if he was a professional, he didn't do a professional job, and I wouldn't have to be here. But so that's the end of this part. I'm telling her, I already told her, don't turn any water on. The bathroom's right above me. Don't turn the water on till tomorrow. And by tomorrow, the reason they call this JB Weld is because when it's done, it's like I welded that together. Best stuff. I've tried other epoxies. Nothing comes close to JB Weld. So that's the end of this. I've got to put this, I had to take this, I don't know why they're insulating this pipe. I don't think drain pipes freeze. You know, the running water, it's hard for running water to freeze. And the water in these pipes are running. So, but I'm going to put it back on. And the other thing I noticed, they only wrapped this part, which I find odd. I don't really understand that. But anyway, we're done with this one. I'll show you what my next project is under here. Okay, here's part 2 of this project. You see that Romex wire that's just sort of hanging there? Okay, I don't know why it's hanging there, but I'm very lucky that it is, because what is that? Ooh, look at that, a slug. The plumber, he put this heat tape on. This keeps the actual pipes, not the drain pipe, the water pipes in the house from freezing. And if you look, there's two sets. They plug in. This is the thermostat. So that button is the thermostat. So the idea is you're supposed to tape this button onto the pipe, against the pipe, and when the temperature of the pipe drops to below a certain temperature, it closes a switch and current flows through these wires and they get hot and they keep the pipes from freezing. So he's not an electrician, so he didn't put an outlet. What I'm gonna do, that wire, I followed it. It comes up the floor into her master bedroom to an outlet. I'm going to make sure the power's off and I'm going to cut it right there. I'm going to, well, what I wanted to do is put I'm going to put the outlet somewhere right here within, so that I can put this to the pipes. But I got not a problem. I want to pull where the wire goes into her master bedroom. I want to take that length wherever I cut it. I want to bring that over along here and attach it to the output side of my outlet. I bought 25 feet of Romex wire where I'm going to splice from the input side where it's coming through the floor. I'm gonna put a junction box there. I'm gonna splice the wire I bought and run it over to the input side of this outlet. And in theory, that should give me 120 volts right here. Plug these in, and then I'm going to test these. And I'm assuming the way to test them is to take ice and put it on here, and then I guess feel for warmth through these wires. Anyway, okay, so I don't know how well you can see this, but this I assume comes from the circuit breaker box and runs into her bedroom. This tester you can test voltage through the wires. Now, usually I think the actual wire that's carrying the voltage goes in here. This happens to have a cover on it, but I'm going to try it. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. 50, it says 50 volts, 53, 59, oh, it's going up, 60. The point is, it's picking up voltage in this wire, 60 volts. I'm assuming it's not getting it all because of the insulation. And the bottom line is I'm going to turn the breaker off. I'm going to come back in here and check it. Okay, now, I turned the breaker off. I checked the power in her bedroom. It's off. And I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to go like that. And it's telling me there's nothing. Remember, it had, what did it have? 50, 60? Okay, it's not even nothing. Okay, so I'm going to take a very general measurement of the wire from that corner. Let's see, where am I going to put this? I'm going to put the junction box right in this area here. So I'll leave about 6 inches. So let's do this. The lamp I wear on my head crapped out on me. So it makes this a little tougher, but that's okay. Okay, so I got 4 feet right there. And I got about 5, 6, I'm going to say 6.5 feet, but that's not going to make it. That's not even close. Let's see, from here, yeah, that's not going very far, is it? You know what I'm going to have to do? Oh, man. I'm going to have to put in a separate junction box, and I didn't, of course, I didn't buy it, didn't plan on it. There's 4 feet. There's 5 feet, and there's 6.5 feet right about there. So, yeah, I'm not, no way. No way. I got to go back to the Home Depot. Well, let me get started. Okay. There's my black wire. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so here's what I'm doing. I'm taking the wires from the breaker box. This is the wire I bought. I'm going to splice them together in here. I bought these, I'm not going to use wire nuts. I'm going to use these guys. You just stick the wire in and they kind of lock in. That's how I'm going to splice them. And so this is step 1 is to connect these together. I'll screw the box up here, put a cover for it, and then I'll head down to that corner area over there and figure out where I want to attach the outlet. So that's what I did. I used those splicer things, and I got the black to black, white to white, ground to ground. I'm going to put a cover on it, and I'm going to run this wire wherever I'm going to put my outlet, somewhere in that area there. Okay, so let's see here. I got the junction box. I ran this wire. I got to get something to attach this wire to the floor joist. So it's coming in to this outlet, and then I had extra Romex that's going out. I'm going to run it down there where it's going to meet up with the one that goes into her bedroom. I got to go to the Home Depot and get another junction box to put over there to tie these two together. I found these, never seen these before. They're ground wire nuts. So you don't have to try to put 2 ground wires on one ground screw. You tighten them with the nut, but you leave enough sticking out here so you can just put one of them on there. That's pretty neat. Okay, so here's what I did. I cut the wire here. I spliced in new wire that I bought. I put the box here, ran that over to that outlet, which I'm going to plug the heat tape things into, and then ran, I had extra Romex, ran to here and spliced this. This is the original wire that goes into her bedroom, spliced in there. I'm going to put a cover on this. I'm going to attach these wires. I'm not going to leave them hanging. I'm going to put them up on the wood all the way in here, and then I'm going to go in the house and turn on the breaker and see if I messed something up. Okay, so put the breaker on. Check, make sure there's power here. Oh boy, that insulation under the house is brutal. Oh, come on, John. There it is, 120. So that's there. Okay, so I got one of these testers. I'm just gonna put that, so you hold the button down and you When it beeps like that, it says there's voltage there. So this works. Okay, so there's 2 of these. I'm gonna plug I'm gonna plug them in here. Oh, that light comes on the end of that to tell you there's power. That's nice. I don't know what this yellow thing is, but I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna plug this into this one. Okay, they're both plugged in. Now, in theory, there shouldn't be any power running through these wires because they got thermostats. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tester, test it. Okay, so I'm done. As far as I can tell, though, it's not working. I got power. I got power coming in. I took ice. She gave me ice cubes. I wrapped them in a little towel, and I held them on the thermostat for a very long time. I'm assuming long enough. These wires should have... I put my meter on them, and I had nothing, and I felt them. They didn't... I'm assuming I should feel heat, because that's what keeps the pipe from freezing. So they're not working. Now, I'm not a professional, so it's possible that the way this works is that I wasn't able to get them cold enough with ice and just holding it on there. Maybe that's it. Or let's see, what else could it be? That's about it on my end. The only thing I could have been doing wrong is in trying to trigger that thermostat. So, they probably have some sort of a way to test it. Anyway, I'm going to tell her that as far as I can tell, it didn't work, and she'll have to call a guy and have him come out and, verify that these are working, because at least he got power now. So there's no excuse. But I'm done. I can't do any more. So I taped them. I taped the button, that black button, which is the thermostat. Again, I'm not a professional, but common sense tells me that's the device with the switch in it. So I taped that button against the pipe and taped them up. There were 2 sets, two different heat tape sets. I got one here. I put one on this pipe here, and that's it. I'm done. Okay. Thanks for watching.